Example off solo, self-employed individual. Damon John. Fashion designer, Damon John, founder of famous hip-hop clothing brand Fubuas, born in New York. His entrepreneurial last started at a young age, as he sold almost everything he could spare, from pencils to resin toy cars. John worked as a waiter at Red Lobster long before starting his clothing brand. In 1992, John kicked off business by making hats. His mother's basement and selling them off at concerts and festival around his neighborhood. In a bid to boost his business, John mortgaged his house and invested all the money into his business. Fubu, an acronym meaning for us by us expand other collection from just hats to the inclusion of t-shirt, hockey jerseys, and baseball caps, which all had Fubu label embroidered in them. Example of deal to dealers. Adam Stott, owner of Essex-based used car dealership Big Cars, has been recognized by Amazon and the Confederation of British Industry as being one of UK's most successful entrepreneurs. 33 years old Stott, who set up his business from his mom's house in 2008, was one of 8 entrepreneurs across the country shortlisted for the 2016 Amazon Growing Business Awards and the only finalist from within the automotive sector. In just 8 years, former car salesman Stott has built his used car company from a one-man band to a 75-strong, €40 million turnover business, selling more than 3,000 cars annually from 5 sites, Essex, Surrey, and soon to open dealership in Sudbury, Suffolk. Example of team builders. Go Game. This team-building company leverage expertise, research, and years of hands-on experience toward the goal of helping your team work as cohesively as possible. Team-building events don't plan themselves. Too often, the person or team responsible for planning events ends up missing out on the events. They're running around making sure everything goes smoothly, they're taking attendance and explaining rules, or they're sitting quietly in a corner, exhausted from weeks of planning. Example of independent innovators. Steve Jobs, the iconic American entrepreneur and founder of Apple, will go down in history and one of the great innovators. As CEO of Apple in the 1980s and again in the late 90s and 2000s, Jobs, a central role in the personal computer revolution and in developing its key products, including the Macintosh, the iPod, and the iPhone.